Ruminating. What becomes of my womb with eternal youth? Today is Thursday, 6 August 2026. I'm Tanis, She/Her/Hers of Seattle, and I'm going to be honest with you. And I chose the term womb because I consulted my 1950s dictionary, and womb used to refer to the belly, as well as like the uterus of a woman. So this is, since I'm talking about eternal youth, I decided something that's female, in the sense of uterus and where a baby grows and that kind of that system in a female. However, it said it used to refer to the belly of the human, and bellies are like as in stomach, and outside of humans as well, the human species. So I'm trying to be gender inclusive. Okay. So that's why womb. You're like, that's kind of an outdated term. It's a gender inclusive term. Okay, is a comeback to that. All right, so here I, Tanis, She/Her/Hers of Seattle, revisit the concept of eternal youth, good health type eternal youth, and ruminate about what would become of my womb for such a lengthy duration. So here, because I am a woman, I am gonna focus on like menstruation. So that's where egg is released from the ovary, goes through the fallopian tube, nests in the uterus, and then if fertilized, there's a baby. If not fertilized, it goes out and sheds uterine lining and blood and a lot of stuff like that. All right, I go through, my normal cycle is 31 days. Haven't missed any in over 20.00 years. Okay. All right. So eternal, I am going to start with kind of my definitions here. So eternal life can lose/drop a soulmate, but live forever. Youthfulness/being young, not a part of the contract. Eternal youth, my pick, cannot drop a soulmate, but can die. Life expectancy, a youthful eternity. You guys go, okay, so you can be young forever, so to speak. You're like, why is dying a good thing and cannot drop a soulmate? And like, I want my soulmate for always, including on the other side. And so essentially what that does is, I've talked about Romeo. You know, I have 2 Romeos. You can think of it as, it's better us together for always, alive through death, after death, that kind of thing, than something bad happening to us or losing each other. So it's a physiology pick, but it's also a heart, a cardiology pick, but it's a romance pick as well. Love, for me, in my God Hades. All right. Since eternal youth, menstruating might be part of the deal, since it is youthful for a female. So for some women, they're like, they might go eternal life because they don't want to menstruate. Some people kind of abuse birth control so they don't menstruate. It's okay, perhaps that kind of mentality. Some go so far as to call that a synthetic woman. I do not go that way. I'm a natural woman. So I don't tamper with there are hormone levels that come with the natural estrogen levels and stuff get tampered with abusing stuff like that. And I choose to accept myself and my physiology, my body chemistry, my body hormones, and that kind of stuff. So do I find menstruating has an on-off ability for my physiology/anatomy? Figure out early on and incorporate in my cardiology self-experimentation. So cardiology is study of the human heart and corresponding blood system. So I'm like, so essentially, like, if there's life expectancy, youthful eternity, youthful infinity, so to speak, but it's eternal youth, so eternity. So I'm staying menstruating. Once I've got my eternal youth, is there an off switch? And then could I incorporate that into my cardiology self-experimentation? So one idea is switch off and track my normal 31-day cycle, like write down where I am each day, only in shadow zone. So PMS day 1 would be shadow zone PMS day 1, and period day 1 would be shadow zone period day 1. Then when I switch on my menstruation, does my period have less fluctuations from the 31 days? This one is Tanis gold in my perspective, gold for me. So like now there's like variations. So the normal cycle is 31 days and it goes over, it goes under, that kind of thing. But the normal is 31 days. And so I'm like, if I shut it off and like focused on 31 days and then turn it back on, would it always be 31 days? Like, there's like, is that possible? Is that not possible for my system? There's a little bit where I'm committing for, you know, a youthful eternity. That would be perhaps, not necessarily, right? It might be one of those things that sounds better than it is. But it's like, there's at least food for thought there. And then does this one get passed to my human and non-human offspring? And like, can I do it? Could I do that? And do I get mine from my Papa Craig? So there, how do I get it? Yeah. And then bonus, if I had infinity teeth or eternity teeth, would I return to crunchy food? So this is the one where it's like, you know, the teeth are magical infinity teeth or eternity teeth, where they can heal given enough time, however they still need care and stuff. And so I went for the eternity teeth. Would I return to crunchy food because I've gotten rid of a lot of crunchy food? No, I do not want to go through repeated cycles of teeth decay / teeth damage. So I eat more soft foods than I have in the past and less crunchy foods, and I've found, you know, I'm actually okay. I think I enjoy my food a whole lot more, to be honest, even without the teeth decay and teeth damage. But I also don't want to, you know, just because they can heal doesn't mean I want to put them through those cycles kind of thing. It is me growing up, okay, maturing. And then double bonus. So I talked with the Tanis Infinity diet. What could I do, like a through hike to see that I could, like, you know, eat what I want, track the overabundance and not gain weight. You know, was there a through hiking trail I could do that? And so I'm like, how about for this one as well? Ruminating, what becomes of my womb with eternal youth? So this one, it's not the infinity diet, differentiating there. Double bonus, what through hiking trail do I try it and eternal teeth, especially if it's part of the whole package, out on to make sure it's like they works. Te Aurora, this hobbit named Pippin shall always hike youthfully, including second breakfast. Yes, so that's one I've talked about previously. It's in New Zealand, and I was like, a longer trail. It's like, so essentially, how do I know with more mountains and kind of varied terrain, or is this a longer trail with varied terrain? I'm like, how do I know I'm still youthful at G years, GG years, GGG years, GGGG years, and so on, you know, of age? Is like, how do I know I still have my youthfulness? Put myself through a basic, you know, rigorous through hike. There's a way to incorporate through hiking. Right? Is go out and hike a trail. Yes, and saying to myself. So that one, Te Aurora, perhaps, but it's the one for this. And they filmed the Lord of the Rings movies that I grew up with. Were filmed in New Zealand, and so in the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship, the Nine, I'm the hobbit named Pippin, and I love second breakfast. And so it's like, it's a way of giving back. It's a way of preserving legacy of and incorporating things that I love that have existed at the same time and before me, because they were film adaptations of books. So in that sense, part of my eternal youth is trying the best I can to give back and give proper attribution. So there we go. That's ruminating, what becomes of my womb with eternal youth.